It's the arms, man. It's the truth.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I said it. I said it.
It's the pride of my life.
You ask my name, it's Pride. And I was the first homunculus.
Oh my god. Oh. Welcome back to another episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Appreciate you all for being here. As you can probably tell by the intro and the angles and the lighting and everything, I'm trying a few new things. I think over the next few episodes, I'm really going to pay attention to how things are looking and feedback down below and kind of change things up a little bit. Just trying to keep with the theme of constantly trying to improve and constantly trying to be a little bit better than last time. So just a few little housekeeping things before I get into this episode. So Jujutsu Kaisen is still continuing to give me some troubles. It mostly comes down to my editing style and it not really agreeing with YouTube. So I think the first 5 episodes of my season 2 reactions to Jujutsu Kaisen might be pretty much unsavable at this point just because of the way I've kept things and whatnot. But if I can get everything the way I want it to be, which is part of why I've started changing things around, I should be able to react to the rest of season 2 just in a different style. And I might try apply that to Fullmetal as well. It seems the copyright on Fullmetal is significantly less strict than Jujutsu Kaisen, being a much newer show and one that is airing right now. But I'm going to do what I have to do just to keep these videos going and with the way I want the channel to be in the future. And I'm also thinking a lot about the future, like at some point down the track, I want to make sure that all my videos are going to be able to stay up on the channel, because it's not just for you guys, it's for me as well. I'd love to have this massive portfolio of shows that I've watched that I can go back to and watch it and try to relive my first experience with them. But I've been thinking about almost phasing out like this intro segment completely, putting a little recap at the beginning like I have with this video, and then keeping the intro very, very brief, even just saying this is what I'm expecting to happen, this is what I would like to happen, and leaving almost all of the talking and whatnot for the discussion at the end. So I'm going to be very open to feedback over the next few weeks as I change things up a little bit. So please feel free to leave your honest opinions about like, if you think it doesn't look as good, if you think it looks better, if you think it sounds good, sounds better, whatnot. Doesn't matter what everyone else is saying, just be honest with your feedback. You know how it is, I always appreciate it. Alright, so going into episode 38 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I will attempt to keep this brief. The only big thing I guess I need to discuss is Kimberly from last episode, which I did address in the comments of last episode as well, but just for the sake of if people haven't seen that, a lot of you were great with drawing attention to the fact that Kimberly talking to WINRY about his views on her parents and whatnot, he was being very genuine. And during the reaction, I did kind of pick that up, but because it was Kimberly and the nature of the situation, it was Ed kind of telling WINRY, you know, be a little bit sus of Kimberly. I was probably going a bit too far out of my way to try and, you know, put Kimberly in a bad light in that situation. He did lie in a sense that he wasn't on his way to save WINRY's parents. He was on his way to kill them. And it just so happens that, you know, Scar got to them first. But it is what it is. It's really interesting though to see what kind of character Kimberly is. As you guys were kind of pointing out, he really respects people who stick to their values like that, like WINRY's parents were doing in that situation. But we're in a really great spot. We had the whole Pride reveal last episode, which was fantastic. Something I am definitely gonna go back and look at again. That's probably a top 2, maybe a top 3 moment for me thus far in the show. But that's enough chatting. It's time for episode 38 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Well, straight into it. How soon is this after her interaction with Pride? Dude, that scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. It's her dog. She would be so shook about the shadows after seeing Pride, hey.
No matter where you are, I will be watching you.
Oh. And she's got like scars everywhere, man. I was wondering about that on her face, if that's gonna scar or whatnot, if people are gonna ask about it.
Hello?
Hello there, madam. This is your name, Forrest. I kinda got drunk and somehow bought a car full of flowers. You wanna do me a favor and take some off my hands?
It's probably good for her to hear his voice right now, but...
Did something happen?
But she can't talk about it, right?
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
No, Roy knows.
Everything's fine. Amazing how uncanny his timing is.
That's what I'm saying. What are we thinking, Roy? Okay.
An abandoned mining town?
That's right.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to fight in, though.
Ghost town since the mines were closed. Yes, sir.
We've got orders to keep the two of you company.
Keeping a close eye on them.
You think they're Kimberly's men?
No doubt about it.
Conflict at Bass School, right? That's the name of this town, right? Okay, this is like I was saying. This would be a great place to fight in.
What's it gonna take to ditch these guys?
There was someone right over there! There was?
He went this way!
Hey, hold on!
Wait for us!
They're gonna use alchemy. Yep. Nice.
Where are they?
It's that easy. So hopefully they can find at least May by themselves.
Pretty sure we lost him. But you know
But this is
what?
pretty risky already.
This place is too damn big!
It is quite big. If this whole place is abandoned, it's huge.
It would make things a hell of a lot easier if Scar and that girl just came to us.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Oh no. I don't know if I can take this, man. Look at her, bro.
Come to us.
That's so funny.
May! I didn't think we'd ever find you!
She's just latched onto Alphonse.
You came this whole way just so you could find me?
Look at Xiaomei as well.
See you!
It's too much, bro.
I need you to tell me all you can about Alchemist.
I mean, I like it, but it's a lot.
I need to see you too, little girl!
Look at his tongue.
You know.
Oh no, both brothers have fallen desperately in love with me. I'm sorry, Edward, but you're just not my type.
Don't play games.
What, because he's short? To be fair, that's also what WINRY said.
Sorry. Sorry.
I completely forgot about WINRY.
I kept
May's about to get so jealous.
Excuse me, who is this woman now? How could you do this to me?
Oh my gosh, she is so much.
I don't like that. She's just a friend. Wait. Why am
Wait,
I blaming
why
you
is
like I was cheating on her or something?
Hey, May, you should
That's hilarious.
off like that.
Oh, the reunion with Marco. Are they even gonna recognize him? Probably not, no.
I'm Dr. Marco.
What? Dr.
Wow.
Marco?
And they haven't seen him since the town
Why don't
where he
you
lived,
tell me
right?
what you're doing here first?
Yoki?
Elric brothers are here! And who are you?
Yeah, we know Yoki has something with them.
How could you have forgotten Yoki?
Rather easily. Are you sure we've actually met?
How cruel! And after you destroyed my life!
Now bring in Scar. 1914.
The glorious mining town of Uswell.
Okay, you guys have explained this to me, and this was manga only, right?
Foreman of the coal mine. The people loved me.
It took 30 episodes for them to explain Yoki's situation.
We were cursed by the arrival of the greatest criminal of all time.
Oh, look at him. Look how Yoki twists the story around. I guess that's probably what it looks like from his perspective, though. What is this, like, old school film style?
Little did I know it was
It's
an
not real gold,
ingenious
yeah.
deception. These heartless creatures of avarice schemed to overthrow me.
Right, I think I understand what's going on here. I feel like Yoki was doing something he probably shouldn't have been.
I set out to renew
Ed's
my
made it
life
right,
in every trade
and
that I
Yoki's
knew.
playing the victim.
I then tried to invest
Man was
my
gambling.
savings, only to yet again be swindled.
Damn, he doesn't even have any clothes on.
I called upon a wealthy family to request a charitable loan.
Who in the hell are they? What? She just threw the piano at him. Who the hell is Catherine? Yoki's really getting some backstory here.
If it
Is
weren't
Ishvalan's?
for the Elric brothers.
Okay, but I feel like you weren't being a nice guy, though.
It will be a vengeance far worse than death.
Look at him and his squad. Okay, Yoki.
Right, I'll never let a thieving hussy like you take it from me!
Just call me a hussy?
I already
Hey,
told you,
yo!
she's just a childhood friend.
You
They're not
should
even
know
listening to him.
something else, like alchemy.
You better listen to me, damn it!
Yeah, how sad. Life is hard.
Oh no. Anyway, last week.
That's what I'm saying. My feelings towards Yoki.
Don't forget, Major. I know Scar is our main objective.
Damn, Kimberly looks. Ooh, he looks bad there.
Nothing here either. Nothing edible, that
Dude,
is.
the subtitles this episode are cooked.
You must be Scar.
We'll
Huh.
need you to come with us.
But they like. No, they're chimeras for sure. Okay, I didn't see this coming. Oh my god.
Let's just see how this plays out.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see it.
Let's go.
Dude, Scar is so badass, man. Look at this guy Yoki. He's a character now.
Metal Alchemist.
Zampono and Jerzo. Alright, let's see what happens here.
Shingy's alchemy, and we figured that she could help.
You're on the right path.
Good, I'm glad we're talking about this now.
To put all of these pieces together.
Yes, Scar's brother.
It's a collection of his research and theories.
Excellent. Get everyone on the same page.
We believe this
No
book
pun intended.
all of they'll be impossible to translate without the assistance of Scar.
What do we need him for?
Yeah, the last interaction they had with Scar was with WINRY.
What do you think that was?
This must be Scar's fight they're hearing. Yeah.
It's the military?
Look, all of you just need to stay put and hide out in here. Al and I'll find out what's going on.
So Scar.
And they left WINRY with them. Right, how we doing, Scar? Light work? Oh shit, he'd be shooting those things. Oh, nah, don't do that. That's disgusting.
So we'll just keep a nice comfortable distance while we attack you.
They're a pretty good match for him. The long range. Oh shit. I was gonna say, man. Oh, that ain't it.
File carefully enough to know that you destroy the ground when things start to look bad.
I was gonna say, why doesn't he start destroying the terrain?
Turning you over.
Ed and now I'm gonna rock up. Yes, sir.
I guess we got here just in the nick of time, huh?
Did I have to fight with Scar?
His voice. Brother.
Oh, they know. They realized, yeah. He brought the chimeras with him.
You're right.
We've already got the center control.
Talking monster!
With the two of you, we're all on the same side.
I've never teamed up with any freaky looking monsters!
Help us! They're pretending to be our friends so they can eat us!
Oh, for God's sake.
One has an enormous mouth!
Here we go. Melee.
This kid is even faster than Scar.
Look at the stance. Oh, look at the face.
Brother?
What are you laughing at?
Why is he looking like that?
It's so light!
Oh, of course. It's the lightweight, automail. That's why he's so fast. I can't with the noise it makes, man.
Let's break it down and revert it to water!
It's freezing!
Oh, okay. He really he hit Al into him.
I think from now on I'm gonna call that one the wet tongue on a freezing flagpole attack!
Please don't ever say that again.
We're supposed to be on the same damn side!
You shut your snout!
No, you're not. I mean,
Before in my whole
yes, but
life.
no.
Fine, I'll transform back to prove it to you.
That might be what Ed wanted. Yep, sit down.
Opportunity, sucker!
Oh my god, the animation on these faces this episode is insane.
During combat.
Me go!
Alright, big guy. Why don't you take a little nap?
Jesus Christ, Alphonse.
He just had to go and free himself. You really think you're gonna get away?
Give up, Scar.
Can we just talk?
It's time to pay for what you've done.
Kill you if you try to stop me.
You're trying to do the same thing right now. Here we go again. What is this, round 3? Round 4? I don't know.
Offer your arm to me, then I'll take it.
I hate to tell you, but my arm isn't.
Oh, that's right. It's the same thing that Ed tried to do. He can't deconstruct it.
Make this difficult.
Classic. Oh, it's time. WINRY really pulled up to Scar. That's crazy. Someone did mention in the comments, I can't remember who it was, I apologize. It's only just jumped into my mind now, that Scar's character has changed a little bit since his interaction with WINRY. Which personally I didn't pick up on, but looking back, even in, I think, last episode, he probably would have killed those soldiers that found the shack that they were hiding in, right? But it looked like he just knocked them out. So it's a very, very interesting, which I enjoy. I've been wanting like a lot of character development for Scar like throughout the whole series, so that's really interesting. And he really seemed to notice WINRY just then. Oh, they got him. Is that going to hold him though? Yeah, I'd be very concerned as well.
That's close enough.
Oh, Miles has found them.
What are these
Did he? I want WINRY and Scar to talk as well. Wonder what Miles thinks about all this.
One of my own people so harshly, but I can't just let you walk away. Not after what
You got a gun on him.
Your own people, huh? You two can leave. We've got it from here.
Stop, WINRY. Stay back.
The situation is...
It's all right.
It couldn't be any
Okay.
less all right.
Dude, look at WINRY.
Yes, you need to stay back.
Just let me. Please understand.
It's not that simple, but...
You have to let me talk to him. I need to.
Oh, this could be really good here. Forgiveness? I might be asking for too much here.
Why? Why did you kill my mother and father?
Yeah, of course. Let's figure this out first.
There's nothing I can say that won't sound like an excuse. And nothing can change the fact that I am responsible for their deaths.
Is that May? Marco, maybe? It's the true words from Scar, though.
That's what Major Miles wants.
Of course Scar was going to do something. Hello?
This isn't good. Looks like
Okay, Buccaneer.
24-hour time frame.
Oh, they're still down in the tunnel.
And you know our Ice Queen. Patience and compassion aren't really her strong suits.
So they've sealed them in.
Maybe if these guys hadn't made us douse the lights so their monster wouldn't see us, we'd have made it.
It can't have shadows, man. We know this. Are they dead? They might be dead. Pride might just rock up in the shadows right now. Okay. They hadn't closed it yet.
Welcome back, sir.
Nice.
I thought you were ordered to seal up this hole after 24 hours.
Yes, sir. But as you can see, it hasn't been 24 hours yet.
Oh.
It's a nice watch, isn't it?
His watch is broken.
To me whenever you guys left.
That is so tough. She had no intention of sealing them in there. Armstrong, dude, Olivia is a real one.
General, may I ask what you're doing?
I'm looking at the mountains. I like the winters up here. Everything's black and white. I appreciate the pure simplicity of it.
I respect that.
Sir. You can see blue if you look up.
True.
There's nothing that's entirely black and white.
Look at Buccaneer.
And thanks for showing your soldiers a little mercy. It means a lot, sir.
That's nice.
I knew Buccaneer had like a softer side. I love this whole interaction. Or maybe more Bradley's men.
Sorry to drop in like this, but it's somewhat urgent. Central
Don't think we know this guy. Okay, it's Central. It's a disaster. Oh dear. The wall is still so cool. I'm getting end of episode vibes right now.
Damn it! What's going on in there, Fullmetal? You bastard! This is all your fault, Kimley. You were supposed
Yeah, with his chimeras. Oh shit. I didn't even think about that. We know she's fine though. She has to be. This is just not a situation I was expecting. That's a cliffhanger. That is a damn cliffhanger. Okay, so here's the situation as a whole. We've pretty much only paid attention to Baskul, I believe is how it's pronounced. So this is where we've gone looking for Scar, and we found him. It's all happened very quickly. So Ed and Al have instantly gotten away from, you know, the men that Kibli had watching them. Which to me was a bit of a risky move, because I'm like, I know I said last episode, at some point they need to, I guess, get away from Kimberly or something so they can converse with May, but they've gone straight for it. Which to me was very risky, because all those officers had to do was go back to Kimberly and be like, right, we've already lost them. And then all of a sudden, like, that trust is almost broken, you know? But it's worked out for them by some stroke of pure anime luck, you know how it is with these two. Straight away run into May, Yoki, and Marco. And May was a lot, but at the same time, I really like it. And I love the interaction between Al and May, even though Al didn't really realize like what he was saying and the way that May was interpreting it. It was still really cool. And when Winry pops out and May gets super jealous, it's just so much, but it's so funny. May is just, she does a very good job of what her character is trying to be, you know what I'm saying? She gets very attached, she's very expectations based. And the way Alphonse has like tried to defend himself to May, like, no, it's not like that. She's just a friend. And I'm like, May, do you even understand what's going on? But I ship it. I do. I think that's going to be a really cool thing to hopefully build up. And perhaps when Alphonse gets his body back, we'll see what happens with that. But we got some Yoki backstory, and I've been shit talking Yoki a little bit the last few episodes while he's been getting some screen time with Scar. So we finally get the details that you guys have explained to me already, just what happened with Yoki. And to me, it just looks like he's twisted the story around to make himself look like the victim. It looks like he was, exploiting these people in the town that he was working at, and the coal mine that I think he owned. And the situation that Yoki described was that he was really chill with the people who live there and whatnot, which just doesn't seem like it was the case. He was just exploiting them or whatnot. Ed's rocked up with his fake gold that he's clearly used alchemy to make look like gold. Yoki's bought in straight away, sold off the rights to the place, which Ed has then given to the townspeople, it looked like, and they've kicked Yoki out. You know, it just looked like he was doing some pretty shady business, right? And he kind of got what he deserved. And then he was with Scar and May, who both wanted to find Ed for their own various reasons as well, so it all worked out. But even Ed just brushing off Yoki after all that as well is really funny to me. But the thing that's interesting about that is Yoki was saying he borrowed from some sort of wealthy family with this woman named Catherine, I think, who threw a bloody piano at him. So I think that's probably the only takeaway from that. But eventually, after May calmed down about this whole Alphonse and Winry situation, they all managed to get on the same page. I think the six of them about trying to get, alchemy and alchemy going together, right? And then Marco explaining to them, right, you're like the first people to get onto this idea. Scar's brother was doing it. And that's what's in the notebook. And the thing that popped into my head during the episode was when Marco mentioned that it was in code, right? And we know alchemists all love to write in code, like the boys use ingredients. Apparently Roy uses, I believe, his dates or whatnot, his encounters with women as code for his alchemy notes, I believe. So I just found that interesting. I'm sure there's a connection there, but it does believe like it's just written in Ishval, and they are going to need Scar to decipher it. So we find out that two of Kimberly's men, at the very least, were these pretty gnarly chimeras who they seem to have picked pretty specifically to go up against Scar with their long-range abilities, making them a good match for Scar. Unfortunately for Scar, Ed and Al rocked up. Pretty interesting fight scene. I enjoyed a lot of the things they used in that fight, like Ed using alchemy on the saliva to make it water so it froze, I guess because of the cold, and then throwing Al at the chimera was pretty funny. And I know I keep harping on about wanting everyone to be on the same page, but given the last interaction the boys in WINRY had with Scar, it does make sense for them just to want to go fighting straight away. But I would have loved them to at least talk a little bit before Ed just charged in, because Marco did explain the situation a little bit, saying, look, we need Scar to decipher it. And I wish, because they were all homies with at least May and Marco, right? Yoki, it is what it is, he's just there. But they were all sat down and talking about alchemy and that, like, this is what we're trying to do. I wish they could have gone up to Scar and been like, look, man, we understand the situation. We kind of got to get on the same page here. But no, they've gone straight to fighting, and it's led to, like Winry's turned up. Did Miles actually bring her along? I doubt it. I think Winry's just like, Scar is here. I need to actually find out why he killed my parents. It's a detail that slipped from my mind because it's been quite a few episodes since that interaction. So Winry wants to know from Scar, like, why did you kill my parents? Like, do I need to actually hate you, or is there a situation where I can forgive you? That's why I guess my first reaction to Winry walking up to Scar was like forgiveness, but then I had forgotten that she doesn't specifically know the entire situation of what happened with Scar and Winry's parents, like we as viewers do. But Scar, I guess, sensing that he's, you know, in a bit of a tricky situation, he has used his alchemy, which I'm not surprised about, even though his arm was stuck to the concrete or whatnot. I did anticipate him using some sort of alchemy to get out of that situation. So big explosion, and it's shown that he now has Winry with him. And I believe this is one of those situations where it's made out to look a bit different than it is. There was a very menacing shot of Scar on the top with Winry, and I'm surprised he would even show himself to everyone there, because Scar was being very honest about the situation to Winry in what he did get to talk about before the explosion happened. Because Scar is saying that there's nothing I can say that's going to change the fact that I'm the one responsible for their deaths. Which to me is saying that Scar is that he feels bad about what he did. And I think after already having an interaction with Winry like this, when she had him at gunpoint, and just by seeing her reaction and the way that it seems to have changed Scar a little bit, it does seem like he wants to talk to Winry. You know, much like Scar, Winry has lost her family, right? So I think they can relate on some level there, even though in this case it's Scar's fault. They do have a common enemy in Kimberly, right? So it's a common theme in this show. I just want everyone to talk. I want them to talk, get on the same page. Does it necessarily mean that Winry's going to forgive Scar? Maybe not. Maybe down the track. But in the short term, if Scar can explain to Winry that Kimberly is the reason all of this happened. Kimberly is the reason that Scar's family got wiped out, he lost his brother, and that drove him nuts. And he just wanted to kill any Amestrian in the area. And it just so happened that Winry's parents were the ones that were right there. But I would love to see more on that. I really hope we get a good conversation between them in the next episode. And then we move into actually probably one of my favorite moments of this arc, funnily enough. We get Buccaneer and his crew are still down in the tunnel, and they said last episode when they went back in, if we're not back within 24 hours, seal it shut. We don't know what's in there, we don't know if we're going to find any survivors or what's happened, but clearly something crazy is down there. We now know that it was Pride down there in the shadows because they had, you know, their lights down there creating shadow, and that's why those two guys survived, I believe, because there were no shadows left, there was no light. And they thought they missed their window. They thought, well, I guess they had in their eyes. It had been over 24 hours. It took them too long to get back because the survivors insisted on there being no light, which very understandable given what they've experienced. And when they said they missed the window, and I'm like, yeah, Olivier does seem like that character to be like, yep, we gotta stick to our word, we gotta seal it shut. And then, you know, he was using his lighter. I think Buccaneer was using a lighter, or someone was to create light, and then there were shadows. So I'm like, are they just dead? Is Pride gonna turn back up and kill him? But no, they haven't sealed the entrance shut. And I was like, interesting. I was like, maybe they just chose to wait a little bit longer. And when Homie showed the watch, my first reaction, because I was overthinking, was like, oh, is there like some time shenanigans? Because he said the 24 hours wasn't up yet. And I was like, oh, they clearly thought they were over it. Is there like a time situation going on? Does time move slower down in the tunnel for whatever reason? But no, when you look at the watch, it's not moving. And when he said Olivier gave it to him, I was like, this woman had no intention of sealing Buccaneer and them down there. She was like, I'm giving him a broken watch. They either come back or they don't. We're leaving this thing open. It's just such a... Olivia is such a great character. Like, it just made me so happy. Like this is Briggs, you know? This is survival of the fittest, you know? This is completely different than anywhere else in Amestris, it seems. But no, even Olivier has a little soft spot for her soldiers, you know? And then paired with that scene afterwards of Buccaneer and Olivier on top of the wall looking out, and Olivier explaining, you know, I love, you know, just the black and white of everything, just the simplicity of it, which I can relate to. I do like that as well. And then Buccaneer looking up at the sky of all people to be like, no, there's blue up there as well. And just the way he breaks into like that massive grin, like thank you for showing compassion towards us and consideration and not wanting to leave us down in that tunnel. There's two characters that have shown a really hard exterior, but on the insides they still care just as much as everyone else, which I think is just fantastic. It just really shows just what Briggs is all about, and I'm really here for it. Another very fast episode, like a lot was happening. We did stay mostly in the one place until we went back to Briggs towards the end. And we also had, it looks like more of Bradley's men, people from Central rocking up to Briggs at the end, which does spell trouble. So we'll have to see what that's all about. It doesn't bode well. I know they need to have this whole the land soaked in blood situation happen. Perhaps they're trying to fast track that. Perhaps it's something completely different. Actually, now that I'm thinking a little bit more, it's probably to do with Raven, right? Raven's been sent up there. They probably haven't heard from him in a bit. They're probably trying to figure out, okay, what happened to Raven? So either way, it's not looking good for Briggs. If you made it to the end of this discussion, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And now more than ever, I really appreciate your feedback, just with the different setup and everything. Like please don't hold back. If you prefer the old style, no problem, I can go back. I'm still not too sure how I feel about all of this. It's really throwing me off, but it is what it is for now. It's all for the sake of improvement and just trying to make better content, make it easier to watch and easier for me to make things happen as well. So please let me know what you think about that. But that's going to do it for this one. We'll see you in the next episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.